Just moving on to paper 2, and the question reads, I studied Tracy K. Smith, Yvonne Boland, and George Manley Hopkins. Am I safe, or do I need one more poet?
So that's an excellent trio, I think. So a lot of people would pay close attention to our so-called predictions, our educated guesses, our analytics of what we think is likely to come up. And I think all three of those are really decent guesses for the paper. So, strictly speaking, there are eight poets on the syllabus this year, and five of them come up. Usually it's four, but this year it's five because of the adjustments. And that means that in order to be safe, to be able to answer at least one, strictly speaking, you need to have four studied. Okay. So the author of the question lists three. That means you're missing one. And if you work out the numbers, if you do the probability problem, you will find that if you have studied three, there's a 2% chance that you won't be able to answer at least one question. So none of the three poets that you studied will come up. So 2%, right? So you're gambling if you're doing that. But
Yeah.
a lot of people might say that their risk tolerance includes the possibility of a 2% complete disaster. So it kind of depends on your risk tolerance. And I've actually gone and done the numbers for the rest. So if you have only studied two poets, there's a 10% chance that none of them will come up. And even if you just studied one, um, there's about 40% chance that they won't come up. So the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor, no matter how you look at it. But I certainly would advise anyone to study four poets. It's the only way that you're not betting the farm.
Okay, so good advice and odds in your favor. Any particular favorites yourself in terms of the poets on the course?
So I think that the three listed are all very good, that they all have a strong argument as to why they might come up. So Hopkins hasn't been on. He's kind of been slighted a fair few times. When he was on the syllabus, he didn't come up. A lot of people seem to think that because the focus of his poetry is so religious, it mightn't necessarily be in with the times. But I think that in the context of other people counterbalancing that tendency on the paper, such as Smith, potentially such as Boland, he has a decent shot. Boland seems to be everyone's favorite. It's not necessarily obvious to me that she's going to come up, but I think a lot of people seem to think so. And then Smith, a new poet for the Leaving Cert, the kind of subject matter that she writes about, there's a lot of political issues, a lot of current, relatively current, insofar as poetry can be current, issues in it that might appeal to a younger audience. So when new poets come up, they tend to be on in their first year. But again, like there's no promises, but I think there is a substantial chance that we'll see Tracy K. Smith.